It is the final game of the September international break with the Reggae Boyz taking on Honduras after that frustrating nil-all draw versus 167th placed Cuba. Let's break down what we can expect and 5 crucial things to know versus Honduras.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz. I hear that. Don't know some of the Gunnaz myself, but big up Gunnaz.
People, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and let us welcome you into our community here at Gunnaz. It is so important. Every subscription matters. So don't forget to subscribe and like. If you want to help here monetarily with any of the content, just a donation. Buy us a coffee, join our lives, send us a super chat there. Every single contribution is appreciated. All right, lessons from the Cuba game. There's a lot to take away from it. Steve McClaren definitely sets us up well. There's nothing to really blame the coach for. We just need to address the elephant in the room. We did not take our chances, and we'll get into that some more. The boys dominated possession. We had 21 shots. We looked good. The midfield looked good. The defense was solid, but we could not find the back of the net. And at the end of the day, goals win games. Therefore, it's clear we need to sharpen our finishing. And with Steve McClaren stating multiple times before the game, after the game, that for us to win football matches, we simply just have to put the ball in the back of the net. So, that's what we need to take away. I think Casey Palmer had a fantastic display. And that takes me, I think we need to really dive in, as I highlighted last game, that Ethan Pinnock and the defense were so solid. I know that Dicanio had his problems with Damian Lowe, but at the end of the day, we did get a clean sheet. But I think for our expected backline, I think the only change that we'll really see is that I think that Damian Lowe is going to be taken out of the squad, and I think we're going to see the inclusion of Deshaun Bernard. I think Deshaun Bernard is a really talented player. I think he would be a little bit quicker than Damian Lowe, probably a little bit calmer and composed in possession. And this is no hit on Damian Lowe. I think Damian Lowe had what you're going to get with Damian Lowe. Passion. He's going to be for the team. He's going to put every single thing on the field for his country. But Bernard, I think that would be a step in the right direction. I think McClaren would trust him a little bit more and trust his abilities. So I think for the back line, we'll be seeing a lineup of Blake, Lemby keeping his spot, Deshaun Bernard, partnering Ethan Pinnock with Amari Bell keeping his spot at left back. Moving on to the second thing, the midfield makeover. Now, the midfield was different from something that we experienced. I think Hammer Hallgrimson had kind of showed us a little bit of this idea, but McClaren took it and in very quick succession just made it better. It was a midfield of Latibo there, Bobby Reed, and Casey Palmer. I was really shocked. I was really surprised seeing Casey Palmer get into certain spaces that we haven't seen him as an attacking midfielder. Bobby Reed dropping off the lines. Almost, if you watch Arsenal, it's similar to what we see Martin Odegaard do, helping with the build-up out of the back. But I think it was a very, it was progressive. It was better than we've seen in a long time. They got control, 73% of position. They're passing. They're finding each other. Switches, long passing. It was a decent performance in my eyes. So for that reason, I think that the midfield will stay the same. No changes in the midfield. So we'll be seeing a midfield of Latibo there in that 6 kind of hybrid role with Casey Palmer and Bobby Reed being the more attacking eights. Now, at the end of the day, as I said before, goals win games. And this is not a dig out to the strikers. Shamar Nicholson has been always on it. He's always been a fantastic member of the squad. And Michail Antonio has always given his everything for Jamaica, always saying and bigging us up at the international level. But at the end of the day, we need our strikers to score. We need our wingers to get in the positions to score. So I don't think that the top 3 will be changed. I think the top 3 will stay the same. But I think that McClaren will be going into his players' heads before Honduras, before that pre-match talking to them, saying, yo, we need to get things together. We need to put the ball in the back of the net. So I think the front three will stay the exact same. We're going to be seeing Demarai on the left, Michail Antonio down the center again, and we'll see Jamal Lowe playing off that right hand side once again. But let me know in the comments, like, what do you think of Jamal Lowe? Do you think that we miss Leon Bailey? Because I certainly think that Leon Bailey would bring something different. Do you think that we'll see anybody else in that front line? I couldn't see really Buzzer starting. I think if he, got closer with some chances, took more shots, then maybe. But I think McClaren will know Michail Antonio's quality, know that he's Premier League proven, know about his link-up play. So I think we'll definitely see Antonio starting up top. One thing I wanted to bring up though is that a commenter had a really, really, really solid comment, and they said, simple, disappointed results, encouraging performance. And I think that's bang on it. It was really progressive. We saw everything that we wanted to see. We're getting to a place where, hopefully this continues. And if we play like this, I think we'll definitely qualify for the World Cup pretty easily. But is that true? I think we need to get straight into the fact that Honduras are simply not pushovers in terms of the Concacaf rankings. Jamaica is in 6th, Honduras is in 7th. Overall, Honduras might be ranked 79, but I don't really think that matters. They have a very experienced coach. He has coached Mexico, he has coached Chile, Flamengo, Colombia, Ecuador. He's a very experienced coach. I think the players seem to be, none of them are really out of the huge European clubs. They only have one player that plays at Celtic, Luis Palma, a 24-year-old winger. But I don't think it's anything that we should be worrying about in terms of the lineups on paper. But what does a lineup on paper mean? Against Cuba, we should have won that game comfortably. They do not have Premier League level players. They don't have the squad we have. They don't have championship players. They don't have any of the quality that we have. Therefore, in truth, on paper, people are predicting 4-3, 2-0, clean sheet. We didn't get clean sheet, but at the end of the day, what does that mean when it's on paper? I think the boys really will need to step up again in this game. We don't have another game until the October international break. So you want to go into this game trying to get those 3 points. In their last 5 fixtures, Honduras have beaten Trinidad and Tobago 4-0, like how we were thinking that we were going to beat Cuba. They lost to Ecuador, which was a friendly, won against Bermuda, 6-1 comfortable. Honduras beat Cuba. Very interesting. And they drew with El Salvador. So yeah, in the 2 World Cup qualifier games that they had lost, they beat Bermuda and then they beat Cuba. All right, the pressure is on. You want to get 3 points on the board. At this current time, we're in 4th place, drawing the game. Yes, I know it's the first game, and we still have, I think, 5 more to play, 4 or 5 more to play. So yeah, we want to get it on the board. We need to get some points on the board. We need to, win some games, get some points, get the thing going. This is a crucial game for the Reggae Boyz. We want to win every single game possible. And yeah, in terms of the predicted lineup, that's what I wanted to get into. I think it's going to be only one change. So we're going to see Blake, Lembikisa, Bernard, Pinnock, Bell, Latibadir, Casey Palmer, Bobby Reed, Jamal Lowe on the right with Antonio up front, seeing Demarai Gray coming off. In terms of my score prediction, I think it's going to be, I wrote down 2-0, but I feel like it's going to be a 2-1. I think that we'll get this one over the line, hopefully, hope and pray. But in conclusion, Steve McClaren, it's over to you. I really wanted to push this video out so that we get into that consistent of you guys can expect from the Gunnaz channel that you will get 5 things before and after the game, and maybe 5 things before international breaks. We'll see, based on what we learn during the year. Unbiased, straight to the point content. Let's support the boys. It's a journey to get to 2026. The closer they can get to the closer they can get together as a squad, the faster we can figure out this midfield problem. Will John Russell play? That would be a, Dicanio would be really happy about that. And, it'd be a little different of a dimension to the squad. But if you enjoyed Reggae Boyz content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, share it up with a friend, and leave your comments down below. Score predictions, predicted lineups, and anything that you want to comment on. Until next time.
Big up Gunnaz podcast.
The Gunnaz podcast.